Hey everybody, thank you for tuning in. My name is Tasha Thompson. I'm the buyer specialist with the Platinum Experience Group, powered by Keller Williams Professionals. Today I'm excited because we're talking about what you can do to achieve your dream home. What we're going to discuss is the full overview. What are the advantages of purchasing a new home versus an existing home? What does that process look like? What are the building phases? What are some important frequently asked questions? And last but not least, what are the special vendor incentives that you can get when purchasing a new home? So I'm excited. Let's tune in, let's jump right in, and let's start talking about it. First, let me discuss my beautiful team. Ms. Vanessa James is my team leader. I'm the buyer specialist on the team. We have been in the industry for over 12 years. We are ranked top 5 of teams in our brokerage and over 365 agents. We carry several special designations, including the accredited buyer representative, as well as the certified negotiation expert. So you can feel rest assured that you're in good hands when working with the Platinum Experience Group. Maya Angelou said it best. The ache for home lives in all of us. I know how important it is for you to own your own home. It's important for your family. It's important for your community. And why not get the home that you love and that you deserve? Well, before we get into the house, let's talk about why you need to hire a realtor. Hiring a realtor helps give you peace of mind and protection when making a huge purchase as this one. This is the biggest asset you can own. And a realtor's job is to help you determine the value, help you understand the contracts, help you walk through the process step by step. You really need an advocate that's going to protect you and your interests versus the sales rep who is working for the builder. So this is one of the biggest misconceptions, that a realtor is not needed, because you don't have to pay for the realtor to represent you. A buyer's agent works for you and gets paid by the seller. So definitely take the time out to work with the realtor that's going to represent you and your family's best interests. Now let's talk about the budget, preparing for home ownership. First thing first, whether it's your first purchase or your second, consider whether you have the down payment you need and if you can afford to take on that second home mortgage if this is your second purchase. Do you have stable income? Do you have cash reserves? Keep in mind when purchasing a second home, the additional expenses of the property taxes, the insurance, the maintenance, the repairs, property management fees. The tax implications of a second home largely depend on the type of property you buy and how you use it. Consult a tax professional for guidance on how a second home purchase could affect your taxes, since you may be eligible for mortgage interest deductions. Let's talk about the fun stuff, new versus existing. What are the benefits of a new home? 1, low cost maintenance. 2, the convenience of move-in ready. 3, high rated energy efficiency. 4, the protection of a new home warranty. 5, modern floor plans kept up to date with the new trends and designs for how you live. So think about what you want to have in your home. You can customize that. You don't have to worry about fixing any repairs. All of that's already built, prepared for you. A new community with top amenities, whether it's a pool or the doggy park or walking trails or the playground for the kids, you really have a true dream experience when you're thinking about new construction. Also, it increases wealth. New builds rise in value far quicker than the existing. And believe it or not, there's monthly savings, because when purchasing a new home, you're utilizing the new construction materials, which are using more and more of the high energy efficiency, including of the windows and the attic barriers. So that could potentially lower your utility bills. Things to also consider when purchasing a new home. Think about the location. Think about the property taxes, because that could affect your monthly mortgage. Think about the affordability. What is the HOA? They can range anywhere from 300 to 1,300 depending on the subdivision. Think about the size of house that you want to buy. The square footage is going to determine the price. Before anything else, location, location, location. Regardless of where you're building, the property taxes can fluctuate depending on the area. Let's talk about the process. So let's say, Tasha, you know what? I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to buy my dream home. What do I need to do? Well, first let's look at the builders. Let's interview the builders and see which one you want to build your house if you're looking to build. Or if you're looking for a move-in ready home that's considered an inventory home, you still want to interview the builders to make sure they're reputable and they have good reviews. Okay, we have the builder picked. Next, we want to review the floor plans. Gives you a layout of what they're building. Now, remind you, each community differs. So just because a house looks a certain way online may not be what they build per the floor plans. They can fluctuate. So we want to make sure that the floor plans are exactly to the T on what you want in your home. Once you have your floor plan picked out, then we need to pick your lot. Now the lot is the land, and whether you want to be in the middle of the cul-de-sac or on the corner, whether you want a small lot or a large lot, which can differ depending on price, you can pick where you want the house to be built in that community. Okay, you got your lot. Now let's talk about elevation. What is elevation? So elevation is the exterior of the house, is how it looks. Whether you want a lower roof or higher, whether you want stucco, brick, or stone on the outside of your home, whether you want shutters on the outside or landscaping, different things could help with improving the elevation of your house. Once you have the exterior look picked out, now you can choose your selections. Now, a lot of builders have a lot of luxury standards already with the home. But of course, if you want to upgrade for more, you can visit their design center. Some builders have a design center in their model home, or sometimes the design center is off-site, and expect to pay anywhere between $3,000 to $30,000 in upgrades, depending on what you want. You can have a lot of fun in the design center. After you picked out your selections, you want to review the contract. That is so important. It is a legal binding contract. You want to make sure what they build and what you're getting is what you're paying for. Once you review and sign your contract, then you're going to deliver your earnest money. All of that is done at the builder's office. Your earnest money can range anywhere between $500 to $3,000, depending on the builder and the community. We can get that information up front to find out what the deposit will be. Now, if this is an inventory home, you can expect to close within 30 days. If this is a build home, you can expect to close anywhere between 4 to 6 months. So once you put down your deposit, you have some wiggle room to save for those closing costs at the end. Once your contract is signed and your earnest money is delivered, then you can visit the design center. Once you visit the design center, you can decide if you want to add on to your contract any additional features. But of course, be careful, because you can go in, it's like a kid going into the candy store. You can pick anything you want in your home. So just be careful when it comes to that design center. If you want to add those options, you will need to pay an additional deposit up front for those selections. Some builders require 20 to 50% upfront. Some require 100% upfront. So just a couple of things to be mindful for as well. Let's talk about frequently asked questions. So these are some questions for the builder that I like to ask that are good to know. How long has the builder been building? How many homes are being built in that community total? What are the long-term plans for the community? What are the new developments that are going to be happening? Whether it's a school or shopping districts, what are the projects are in the works right now? Get an idea of what's happening around you. Are there any special incentives? And we'll talk about that soon. What are their standard features and what is extra? Now that's important to know up front, again, because the model home will show you what the home looks like with all of the upgrades in it. And even though it's the same floor plan, it won't have all those features. So it's very important to know what comes standard with a base price house and what do I need to add on. Also, what is the timeline from start to finish? How long will it take? What is the tax rate for the area? Will they tax you on unimproved, but it's just the land, or improved with the house? This all affects your monthly mortgage. Is there an HOA? What are the dues? What does that HOA cover? Again, those HOA dues can range depending on the subdivision and what amenities are in that HOA. And those are usually charged separately from your monthly mortgage annually. Decide if the subdivision is going to have anything that's beneficial for your family, whether you have dogs or kids or anything that's important to you. Ask about the amenities. Are there any energy saving or green features available? What does the builder's warranty cover? What are the covenants and restrictions? Can you add on that deck in the back? What can you build in that in-ground pool? You know, these things to be mindful of as well. Will the builder allow for phase inspections? That's an important one. Even though you have a builder's warranty, everything is man-made. So for that extra peace of mind, if you want to have an inspector to check in on your house during each phase, you can as well. Will there be weekly communications with photos? That's important. What's going on with the house as it's being built? Each month goes by, you should get me updates from the builder or the construction manager with photos, or you can do what most homeowners do. You can drive by and see the house come to life. Either way, you should be kept up in the loop with communications if there's any delays or weather permitting any issues that could push back your closing. Now, timeline. We can break down what happens from the beginning to the end. So in the beginning, you picked your house, you picked your bill, you picked your lot, you picked your selections. Now we have a pre-construction meeting with the construction manager. They're going to review your selections to make sure what they build is what you want. You want to be very careful that at this point you have made your final decision, because it's very difficult to make changes as they continue to build. Also, they're going to be looking at permitting to make sure they get the permits to build on the lot that you chose. They're going to start clearing and filling the land form, setting up the boards and underground, starting your underground plumbing. And then at this point, you can decide if you want an inspection done. Next, roughly around month 2, they'll start your slab, your framework, the base of your house, the wrap, the framing. You start to see the boards go up, your roof will be put on. You start to see them bricking the house and wrapping it and putting in your basic plumbing and electrical. Again, you can choose to have an inspector done as well. Make sure all of the electrical and the plumbing is done correctly, or they'll keep going. Month 3, you'll see your sheetrock go in, your basic lighting, your cabinets and your flooring start to go in. This is where all the fun details come in, the carpentry, the trim work, your doors, your carpets, your lighting, and your appliances. At the end, right before you close, you will have a final walkthrough and a home intro walk with the new consultant to let you know everything that's going into your new home. Once everything looks good, you go to the closing and you get keys. And that's the fun part. You get to celebrate. Last but not least, let's talk about those buyer incentives. This is really, really cool because there are incentives in purchasing a new home. Just like in the existing market, you can get price reductions. Your realtor can negotiate for you. Oftentimes, the inventory homes might be on the market for a while, and we can discuss with the builder to reduce the pricing on those. Or sometimes it's a closeout and they are drastically reducing pricing. So it's important to know when you are looking at the new builds in the community, what do they have in inventory? And has there been any price reductions? Will there be any upcoming price reductions? It's good questions to ask and good things to keep in mind, because those can be a really good incentive. Closing costs. A lot of times you might see specials where a builder will say, we're offering up to $10,000 in closing costs. And keep in mind, that's with using their preferred lender. If you use their preferred lender in in-house financing, they will cover your closing costs. So you have your down payment and your closing costs. which can help bring you less money to the closing table. The lender can be comparable to the the market rates that are going on for the interest rates. So you just want to make sure that their lender's interest rates are comparable. But getting those closing costs covered is a huge benefit. Next, move-in package. Having the ability to have all of your appliances, blinds, and even garage opener already included, so you don't have to worry about even paying for the appliances. Typically, the standard is you'll get your stove, your microwave, and your dishwasher. But the washer, dryer, and fridge are always added special incentives. And last but not least, the upgrades. As I mentioned before, the design center can be pretty hefty. So there are some builders who give incentives towards your upgrades and reducing some of those costs to give you an incentive to purchase the house through them. Things to keep in mind, always a good question to ask with your realtor, which would be me. What are the buyer incentives when purchasing that new home? Again, a realtor is advocating for you and on your behalf. So you want to make sure that they understand what your price is, what your budget is, what you're needing, what you're looking for, so they can help negotiate to make sure that you get the most beautiful dream home and that you can also save money, because that's just as important. If you're looking to move forward now and you have questions, please feel free to give us a call. Directly 832-445-5589 or email us at theplatinumexperiencegroup@gmail.com. Our office is located in Spring. However, we do serve the entire Houston metropolitan area, so we can help you in any location that you're looking for in and around Houston. Thank you so much. I hope you got a lot of value from this presentation. Again, feel free to reach out if you're ready to purchase your dream home now. Thank you.